Man, guys, today is a sad day. The iPhone 6s Plus, the 6s, and the iPhone SE are officially, I don't want to say dead because this video is going to get demonetized, but they are being discontinued, and it's actually fairly sad. And the reason they're being discontinued is actually not because they're horrible phones, not because they're not good looking, not because they are inefficient. It's actually a lot more petty than that. It's because the iPhone XR got released, which is such a horrible deal, and it's pretty much taking the place of these phones. And they're hoping that people will go ahead and kind of lose these phones and then go and update to at least an iPhone XR. And I know they're still selling the iPhone 7 and 8, but I still think it's so dumb that they just did that. Now with the 6S and 6S Plus, I can kind of, understand it. I mean, I love these phones to death. I like them a lot, but I just think that this is where it kind of makes sense because they're like bigger phones. I guess the 7 and 8 are in their place, so they don't necessarily need to keep selling these. Even though these do have headphone jacks, I do think that's really cool, and I literally love these phones so much. I just think that there's a time and place. I mean, they can't keep selling an iPhone 5S forever or an iPhone 6, so I guess it was this time. Which still, I'm still kind of hesitant about just because this phone, even the 6S Plus, I think is a better deal than an iPhone XR because you're getting a much cheaper phone. You can get this for literally like a third of the cost as an iPhone XR, but you can still keep 3D Touch ID, and a headphone jack, so that's kind of a good deal, but that's kind of personal preference. But where they really messed up, and it really makes absolutely no sense, is with the iPhone SE. In my opinion, I think an iPhone SE is kind of more related to an iPhone 7 than it is an iPhone 6s. And I do understand it has the iPhone 6s specs and stuff, but you have to understand at the same time, the iPhone 6s came out in 2015, this one came out in 2016, and technically speaking, it was closer to the release date of the iPhone 7 than it was to the iPhone 6s. And that's one thing, it's a date thing. In that sense, I don't think they should have cut this one out so early. But the biggest thing I have is that now, technically speaking, the iPhone 7 is the smallest iPhone you can get right now. This iPhone right here is the smallest. And I can tell you right now, for me personally, I'm perfectly fine with the size. But for a lot of people, I had to lower the brightness a little bit. I can tell you for a lot of people, they still don't want a phone this big. They want something smaller. And they don't want to go to an iPhone 5S. They don't want to go something like this. They wanted to keep an iPhone SE, but now technically speaking, they cannot go into the Apple store and pick up an iPhone SE anymore, which is pretty bad in and of itself, but the fact that the iPhone XR is pretty much taking the place of this phone is literally insane. The iPhone XR is not even as good of a phone as an iPhone 6s Plus in my opinion. The lower res screen on it, no 3D touch. Now, even though the XR is faster and all that stuff, I think this phone definitely is in a different league than that phone. This was helping a lot of other consumers and a lot of other customers. And like I made a video about, the iPhone SE was the most important iPhone in 2018, and I still believe that. The fact that it kind of bridged the gap between people who wanted a huge phone and a small phone, and now they can get even a smaller phone that they can go and use with one hand. I don't have the biggest hands ever, but it was really cool that they kind of saw it like, a lot of people want a smaller phone, and we're going to go ahead and make one. Now, will they make one in the future? Maybe, I don't know. But the fact that they stopped producing this type of phone is horrible, and I wish they still kept it in the Apple store. Like I said, the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, I'm still sad that these are gone too because these are still great phones, but I kind of understand where they're coming from a little bit. I do kind of, because like I said, they can't keep selling an iPhone 6 forever. There's a time and place. And I wouldn't even recommend anybody buying an iPhone 6. But the 6S was such a good phone. It was so good all around. You still had the headphone jack. You still had all these other features, 3D touch, the Touch ID 2. Really, the only probably downside was the battery life. But even other than that, it was still a very good package overall. And the fact that they stopped producing it to make an iPhone XR is just beyond me. And of course, you can get these used. This is the biggest takeaway from it. You can still pick up these phones on Amazon or anything if you want. I know I plug my website a lot, but flawlessphone.com. If you guys ever want to get a phone like this, you don't have to go through the Apple Store anymore. You can go to flawlessphone.com, which is my website. It's pretty much all the prices I used on Amazon, and I just put them on one website where you can get everything basically, and it helps support the channel at the same time. And you can go and you can search up or click on iPhones, and you can get an iPhone SE still. You can still get an iPhone 6s and 6s Plus using those links, and it's way more convenient. Now, even though Apple stopped selling these, I'm unsure if they stopped production of them because you can still pick these up at Best Buy and Walmart and all these other places temporarily. I don't know if they're going to completely stop. With the iPhone 10, they 100% stopped the production, so they're not going to make any more iPhone 10s. But with these ones, it's still kind of weird that they would go and do something like that. I'm going to be sad forever about it, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. But if you guys have any thing to add, if you have any condolences or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Leave your opinions on this, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, stopping production of these and stop selling these. I love to hear it, but yeah. hit that like button. That'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Definitely check out the other links down in the description as well. Like I said, my website, but my second channel, definitely subscribe to that. My Twitter, my Instagram, all that stuff is down there. I would really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.